Hi, welcome. It's Cassie. Today I'm going to show you how to make some super simple baked Hershey Kiss peanut butter cookies. And I'm sure you've probably had these before, the real ones. Or if you haven't had them, I'm sure you've seen them. So for this, I'm going to use my Crayola air-dried clay. And for the Hershey Kiss part, you could use foam clay if you want to. But I'm just using this clay for the cookie because that's what looks the best, and so I'm just going to use the same clay for my Hershey Kiss as well. So just condition your clay, and we'll start out with the cookie first. So you'll need a pretty good size ball of clay, however big you want your cookie. And if you're gonna make like multiple cookies and you want them all the same size, then you could like roll this out into a log and then slice it into pieces that are equal so that you can have the same size for all your cookies. So just roll it into a ball. And honestly, if it has like lines like this, you don't need to worry about it at all, because we're actually going to purposely put things like that into it to make it look realistic, so those will be fine. So just press it out. You want to get it in a circle as much as possible and make it however thick you want your cookie to be. So that's how mine looks, and if you need to round it out a little bit, just use your hands, then you can press. So see how it has like this little bit of crackly stuff around the edge? Like this is going to make it look more realistic. These cookies crack when they bake, so that just adds to the realness of it. So now what we want to do is we're going to make an indentation in the center for the Hershey Kiss. And it doesn't have to be super deep. Just make sure that it's big enough for the Hershey Kiss to fit inside of. Because when you make these, the real ones, you make the cookie, and then while it's hot, you take the Hershey Kiss and like press it down in there. And so it kind of sinks into the cookie a little bit. And then I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm just going to make some crackly spots along the edge. You can do this however you want. It doesn't need to be any specific way. And then I'm just going to take my toothpick and kind of make it a little like crumbly looking inside so that it's not just like a line. Okay, so you'll want to let this dry overnight so that you can paint it easier. So now we will make the Hershey Kiss. So you just need a small piece of clay for this. And like I said, you can use foam clay for the Hershey Kiss part if you want to. It'll still turn out the same. They look exactly the same. I just figure why use two different kinds of clay if you don't have to. So I am rolling it into a ball, and then once I have it in a ball, I'm gonna press it onto my surface, and then I'm gonna start pinching the top of it, because I want the bottom part to be flat, and then I want to get that pointy part at the top. And then just keep working with it until you get it the shape that you want. So I'm also kind of pressing the edges down toward the table, so that'll give it more of that shape that a Hershey Kiss has, so that it's really nice and flat on the bottom. So you can see there's the bottom. See how simple this is though? Like, it's so easy to get this shape. You just have to work with it a little bit. So there's my Hershey Kiss. Now I have a couple of these that I have already dried, so I'm gonna go ahead and use those for the rest, because both of these things will need to dry overnight. Okay, so here are the ones that I made beforehand. So for the Hershey Kiss, I'm gonna use melted chocolate from Apple Barrel, and then I'm gonna mix in some gloss Mod Podge, and that's gonna give it the glossy chocolatey look. So I'm gonna do about 1/3 the amount of Mod Podge. So 2/3 paint and 1/3 Mod Podge. Because chocolate's not like super shiny, we want to have it be just that realistic chocolatey look. And then just paint your Hershey Kiss. You'll probably have to do 2 coats to get a good coverage on this. Okay, so for the peanut butter cookie, I'm going to use Classic Caramel as my color for the cookie. And we don't need to add anything as far as glossiness, because this is not, it does not need to be glossy. And you want to get the paint into the cracks that you made, the little crevices, but make sure you don't get a bunch of paint pooled up in there. You want to just, you know, have it cover, but don't have it fill the holes. And so you'll want to let those dry for just a few minutes. Okay, so now both of my things are dry for the most part. And so for the cookie, they have a sugar coating on them. So I'm going to use some Mod Podge. Any finish will be fine, gloss or matte or whatever you have. So I'm just going to brush this on, but this I don't want to get into the cracks, because when the cookies bake, the cracks happen and there's no sugar inside of them. So you want to make sure not to coat inside of those with the Mod Podge. Okay, and then for the sugar, I'm going to use this white sand. I picked this up at Walmart. They have it at Dollar Tree sometimes. I'll link to it on Amazon for you as well. And make sure you have a piece of paper or wax paper or something down so you can save what you don't use. I didn't do a good job here on the edge, so I'm gonna add some more there. And I wanted to show you the Hershey Kisses. So this is the one I made from the Crayola air dry clay, and this is one I made with foam clay, so Modelite. So you really can't tell the difference. They look exactly the same. They're both nice and smooth and look like real chocolate. So just wanted to share that. Okay, so now we just need to hot glue the Hershey Kiss into the cookie. So I'm just going to put some hot glue down in here. And then just sit my Hershey Kiss in there. and see how it sits down into that hole. So if you made your Hershey Kisses before, you can measure and make sure that they fit into the hole that you make. And that's it. It's so simple. And you can use the Hershey Kisses for tons of other fake bakes too. So not only do you know how to make this cookie, but you also now know how to make Hershey Kisses that you can use for lots of other things. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time.